Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we are here for our weekly angel reading for September the 11th through the 17th, 2017. So let's just take a moment to take a deep breath and really focus on connecting in with the in alignment of your soul's well being and the prosperity and blessings that are already possible within. And keeping in mind that you don't have to struggle for this, that it is yours. You rest safely. Your whole being, your whole reality, your truth rests securely within this alignment of well being. And therefore, anything that is inspired to you is the voice of God, the voice of creation, bringing you signs, bringing you encouragement, bringing you the solutions, the prayers answered through that inspiration. And so this becomes your guidance. Let guidance be your inspiration for the high frequency that it offers you, that it uplifts you and empowers your faith. So let's be very open this week to the inspiration that comes to you, as this is the voice of God speaking through you, giving you signs, helping you. And so as we kind of tune in, they're writing out the word safe. And so they're saying that something, I'm saying the word faint. And it's sort of like the feeling I'm getting is that they're showing me like a potted plant. And so that means that there are some things that you've begun to invest yourself in through your heart. And so you're planting new seeds. You're planting the seeds of change. And I get a sense that you are doing this with a lot of faith. And they want you to know that these seeds of change that you're planting are safe. They are secure. They're being watched over. And they're also saying that things are going to start to move very quickly. And you're going to start to network. So my word for networking, the symbolic word they always give me is the word cafe. So you're going to start to network very quickly. That may mean that that support starts to you start to see support on your path. You may get these. You may see these opportunities. Some of it, for some of you, it may be a job opportunity. And you may start to feel a certain momentum. There's a sense of this word support. There's a variety of ways that support has a meaning here. One is that you really start to see everything. You see the bigger picture. It's almost like you are seeing the pieces of the puzzle fall together or come together even before you have all the pieces. That kind of a sense where you just have this knowingness of where you're going, the direction that you need to follow. So you also may see sort of, and they wrote the word lens. So maybe your shift, the way your perception shifts, and that is another tool of support that the divine can offer you, especially if you've been sort of just really struggling a lot and really sort of having these struggles, these experiences where you feel like you're constantly being challenged rather than supported. And that may be one, as I write another word now, sign, one big shift. And they're showing me that this will shift when, for some reason, you just give up trying to, paddle yourself down the stream, and you just sort of go with where the stream is taking you. For all of a sudden, you just decide, let's just see where this is going. Let's just see where my desires, see how my desires are unfolding. Because you got to remember, the desires that are placed in your heart come from the Creator. They come from God. They come from Source. They are inspired to you. And this means, because the ego doesn't create dreams, okay? So this whole concern that we have about that we gotta, when we worry about our dreams coming true or unfolding, that means that you have a sense, or you've allowed an interference of, doubt, which the ego does create, to enter into your faith, to enter into what the Creator has made for you, what is entered into your beliefs, and this is then begins to try to tell the story differently by placing illusions over the story, and the and it's sort of like a wall that just blocks you. You can't see where you're really going because now you've given into the beliefs of your doubts, and it's created a wall of illusion that you're now perceiving what's happening. But you have to remember the truth, and the truth is always this: that what love is a gift from God, and your dreams are inspired from that love, and the joy that you will obtain can only come from that love. The ego can't give that to you because it doesn't believe in any of that. And so you have to remember that all of your desires are unfolding within your truth. And your desires cannot fail. Only your doubts can create this illusion of failure, but not ever the reality. Not ever the reality. Because for that to be true would have to mean that also God has an ego and doubts itself. And this is not possible. So let your faith reside in this. Let your faith reside in this. And when you feel challenged by a lot of things, that means that you're paddling too much. Put down those oars and see where the stream is taking you. See where your dreams, see where they're taking you. And then get back into that groove of being inspired by your path, be inspired by your purpose. Somehow you stopped being inspired by your purpose and started taking on the responsibility of being the creator that gives you the love. You don't have to conjure love. You don't have to conjure your own joy. It's a gift. It's a divine right. It's a part of who you already are. And so challenges, and when you're struggling with worry and fear, it's because you are no longer trusting that. You're no longer coming from that place. You're not being any longer. So we want to try to help you to shift that and let you know you don't have to work at something that is already yours. You own it already. It's like walking into some great dream of yours, and you think the whole time you think this doesn't belong to you, it belongs to somebody else. And that's why when you go around looking at what other people have, as if you feel that it's that feeling like you see what other people have, and you wish you had it. And that's what you're doing. That's the illusion that the ego is creating out of your own doubts. It can't do it until you doubt. And then that's when that illusion goes up. And you feel like this in your own life. Like you are watching your own life from the outside, wishing it was yours, but it already is. You see. So let's take a look then. Let me just see if there's anything else they want to really convey here. So the thing is that they want you to really look at those moments when you're feeling vulnerable, when you are feeling um, maybe sometimes your spirits get a little bit low, or maybe you just feel like out of place, and they want you to call upon them, to pray and ask for guidance, and they want you to pray for the guidance of inspiration. Okay, pray for the guidance of inspiration, because it's easier to recognize. It's very easy to recognize. It's where creativity flows. It's where solutions flow. It's where your connection with God. It's your personal telephone line. Okay, directly to God. It links you right in. You don't have to worry about that the call won't go through. And you may say, well, how do I make myself feel inspired? Well, don't try to make yourself feel inspired. Listen to the impulses of inspiration. They're not dead. They can't, because you know what that would mean, and that will never be true. So inspiration is always live. The impulse of love, joy, inspiration, they're eternal, as the Creator is. And so listen to your own inner impulses that that inspire you, and then allow yourself to do that. Engage with that. It may be that looking at the 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 light, the sunlight, the sun rays dancing on the river inspires you, you know, or looking up at the sky in the morning or in the evening, looking at the golden light, just um, sort of beaming through the trees and coloring everything with this beautiful golden light. And it feels so like almost like you're immersed by this light. That may inspire you. So whatever it inspires you, whatever your impulse of inspiration, wherever it leads you, to find a connection with that inspiration, then just do that, whatever it is. I'm seeing the word beach for some of you. You may want to, if your weather permits, the beach may inspire you, or just give you some clarity that allows that inspiration to be available. Like, I get a sense of like a clearing at the beach, or some body of water, but especially the beach, since they wrote that down, might help you to clear your channels of creativity and expression. Sort of the salt water, the air, it's the sort of the particles and everything in the air, and some other elements around the the beach, and that whole whole sort of, there's a chemistry going on there, and that when you breathe it in, it clears your mind and opens up these channels that are not blocked. They're just, you're not allowing them, but that can be easily remedied. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the card for the beginning, the theme of the week from the Archangel Oracle. And haha, we have Hello from Heaven. So this is a card, the Archangel Azrael. And getting a feeling if someone has had some kind of loss, especially of a loved one recently, or there's someone that comes to you that you think about a lot. And this is sort of a message that from your loved ones, that they're okay, and also that they're with you, and that they're helping you, and they're giving you signs, dropping little clues to let you know that they're there, kind of saying hello. Um, and they're also sort of bringing through this time that they're showing me right now, like they're sitting right beside you, hugging you when you sit down, and you're looking at the chair where what I'm seeing is like, there's a chair, someone's sitting there, and they're missing someone, and they're grieving them, and they're sitting in a chair where they would sit, next to them, or a chair that they sat, and you're kind of looking at it, and you're looking at it like, because they're not there, and you're missing them where they were physically, but they're actually standing or sitting next to you where you're sitting with their arms wrapped around you. And the thing about it is that because you're looking where they used to be, and you're looking for them always where they used to be, you're not picking up on where they are right now. And where they are right now is communicating with you with such profound joy. They're communicating with you um, without the sadness. You know, they're creating, they're very much alive, and they're bringing you so many rewards, and they're praying for you on your behalf, and and what is this, they are very much um, they want you to kind of talk to them. They right now I'm seeing the word pronouns, and I don't know, but the feeling I'm getting about this is they kind of want you to, I saw the word in French, nous, which is like the plural for we. And so it's like they kind of want you to not think of them sort of as separate from you, but like a part of you now. Like they're part of every experience that you're having. So when you are always thinking in terms of like you're missing them or they're missing out on something, they're not. They're right there. They're saying we are experiencing this with you now. Like it's almost like if you could can kind of shift your pronoun to we, you know, so that, and as you do that, you'll start to really sense them when they come through. You'll be really aware that they're happy with you right now. Like you know those moments where you were just, oh, I wish they were right here because I'm so happy. Well, we are happy, you know, is that idea. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but they're not just seeing what you're experiencing, they are a part of everything that you're experiencing. You know, we get kind of separated when we see things in, you know, something's happening over there, but from their perspective, they are part of it, all of it. The emotional, the spiritual, the mental, physical, they're part of all of it now, not just only seeing it from one perspective or the three dimensional. They're seeing it from multi dimensional levels and experiences. Okay, so let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week and see where this is, where these messages may take us a little bit further. So there's something, um, it's something about loss too, a little bit deeper, and maybe it'll come through on other types of loss, um, and keeping your faith. So this card is the Two of Winter, and this is the Two of Swords. So this is about you sort of trying to make a decision, maybe feeling stuck, and maybe what's happening here is that there's some kind of loss. You're focused on loss, and not just the kind of loss of a loved one, but you're focusing on some other kind of loss, maybe a loss or failure. I'm hearing, and it's just sort of forced you to be stuck in this illusion that you have no options, and that you can't figure out what to do next and where to go, because you just feel like everything that you would want to do, or everything that's possible, is impossible because of what you lost. And your loss is sort of like grief, and it's weighing you down. And it's not only weighing you down, but they're telling me it's lowering your ability to hear the solutions. It's like taking you out of the grid of that connectedness that we were talking about, that we're inspiration, that direct line to God. It's just making it so that it's like really difficult to hear. You know, the inspiration hasn't stopped, but your loss, your grief is not on that same connection. And so the only real decision here is that you have to let go of. You have to let go of that loss in order to hear the answers and the solutions. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So something, first of all, there's a huge amount of change occurring for you. There's a lot of things that are shifting as they talked about in the beginning, and so you're so one of the things is that you're being really you're struggling about moving on because you are so you're afraid of losing other things, and this is sort of a challenge right now where your soul is becoming so prominent in your life that it's really literally moving you in further along in directions and upon your dreams and your aspirations, but you're holding back. So don't hold back. Let that wheel of change unfold. Okay, just like we were talking about that stream. So whenever you feel that tug, let it move forward. Okay, is what they're really trying to say here. Allow yourself to move forward. Allow things to unfold. Um, Let me just tune in and see if there's any additional messages here. And I'm sort of seeing like a chair, sort of, So they want you to spend some time next to a tree. So they want you to spend some time really meditating, um, really just to connect in with that alignment. All right. Preferably spend some time out in nature, and so that you can get some clarity about where these changes are taking you and their necessity, so that you won't resist them as much, so you won't get stagnant. This is Don't be afraid of shifting out of that place. You've gotten kind of used to it, or gotten a little complacent about it. Don't be afraid of this. Okay, now this card is the Five of Winter, and it says, walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness, something that's not worth the effort. And so what's not worth the effort is any effort that causes you to believe that you are undeserving and that you work from that place. That's deceptive. Okay? So don't work from that energy that you're not deserving. And so don't let your fear motivate you. Okay? And they're writing out associations. So be very aware of people who in your associations are negative, and they use that negativity to motivate you. All right, you want to sort of cut those alliances, release those alliances that you have like that in your life, because those alliances are actually showing me a match. They're the ones that's getting in the way, that's clipping off your inspiration. So we're finding out in this week that you there's a lot of things that want to come through for you to shift and help you to move, but there are associations that are sort of cutting off that inner spark of inspiration, disconnecting you. So be aware of that. And so this week you're going to discover um, the the ways that that's happening, and so that you can move on. Let's see what the card is coming from the bottom of the deck. So the Six of Winter. So this is a good sign, because this is telling us that you're going to find a way to break free of this mental pattern. So be aware, since this is all communication cards, of how people speak to you, how people communicate to you, how you speak to yourself, and it's about this kind of interference, this mental interference that's clipping away at your inspiration. And also, this tells me that as you open yourself up, as you communicate what's in your heart, and you communicate and express yourself more freely, that you will be able to move on. So both of these cards right here are kind of travel cards. So there may be some kind of moving on of some sort. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and thank you for joining us here. And if you would like an angel reading, you can go to my channel, my website, theangelschool.com, which you can find the service link below. Also, join us on Facebook for the daily card messages. Have a beautiful and inspiring week, everyone, and God bless you all.